his way through the postseason presser. We'll tell you the one reason he should want out of Pittsburgh right now. Plus, oh, what a game. The heavyweight title fight between the two MVPs. We'll tell you why actually neither of them is the player who will decide who wins as we get up against ready to go. Kmart is ready to roll. Hawk is ready to roll.
These
guys are over here. Oh, big night tonight. Big night for Neek tonight. We'll explain why. But huge weekend in the NFL. Let's do this thing, people. We are days away from divisional weekend, the best weekend of the year. So let's do some bold predictions. Neek, Texans, Chiefs, Saturday, 4:30 Eastern, ESPN and ABC. Give me a bold prediction.
Well, I need Nico Collins to exploit the DBs for Kansas City Chiefs. Nico Collins is one of the best receivers in football. This offense is different when Nico is out there playing well. If the O-line can hold up long enough to give C.J. Stroud some time, I think Nico Collins could be a problem.
They're looking for ways.
Yeah, Chris Jones. This is a bigger problem.
Jeff, who do you think comes up big in this game?
Run game. Isaiah Pacheco or Kareem Hunt. You can go either way, but don't ever forget what Andy Reid does in the playoffs. He leans on that run game. It'll take pressure off the left tackle. He wants to play physical and then allow Mahomes to be magic man when it counts. I love this matchup for the Chiefs up front. They're going to get after it, and the Texans are going to have to match it to have any shot.
So that one's Saturday afternoon. Saturday night, Kmart, give me a bold prediction. Commanders at Lions.
Bold? I'm going to give you bold. Jaden Daniels is going to throw 4 touchdowns against the Lions and make this game a lot closer than Jeff Saturday might think.
Wow. Neek, can Jaden pull off what would be one of the genuinely great upsets in recent memory?
If he's throwing 4 touchdowns, hell yeah. I think Jaden's deep ball accuracy combined with his athleticism is very difficult for anybody to stop. And then you put the poise of a veteran on top of it. I think he plays well in this game. Well enough to knock off the 1 seed? I don't know about that.
Well, look, the Lions defense certainly has struggled, so we'll see. Teddy Bruschi said to me the other day, rookie rules don't apply to Jaden Daniels.
That's the truth.
So we will see. Jeff, let's go to Sunday, the earlier of the games. Rams, Eagles, give me a bold prediction.
A.J. Brown going to be a heat-seeking missile, over 100 yards and a touchdown. And again, he did it the first time he played. He got 5 of 6 matchups in man-to-man coverage. What did he do? 97 yards and a touchdown. The Rams are going to have to do something to slow down Saquon Barkley. They rushed for almost 300 yards. So A.J. Brown going to be reading books, staying in his Zen mode. Make it happen.
You like AJ chapter and verse. Oh, look, Nick. Look at Dominique. Hawk,
I like that.
How can they, if the Rams are going to pull off an upset here, how would they do it?
Matt Stafford makes things interesting. Matt Stafford is the best arm talent in the NFL. And when he's on, he is special. And if you saw him versus the Vikings very early, he was dialed in. Now, they'll have to figure out how to stop the run game versus the Eagles. But Matt Stafford is the equalizer. That was the throw.
And then finally, Sunday night, this is we'll call it Ali Frazier. Hawk, give me a bold prediction, Ravens, Bills.
A 100-yard receiving day for Amari Cooper. Now, when they played the Ravens in game 1, they had no threat down the field. Keon Coleman was young. Josh Allen was apprehensive of where and how to go there. Amari is the one that you trust in one-on-one. If he goes over 100, that's their best chance to contend with the Ravens.
Kmart, thoughts?
So this game, both of these teams will look a lot different. The Ravens at the time had the worst pass defense in the NFL. Their defense has gotten a lot better. But also, the Bills' roster looks different. Matt Milano did not play. Terrell Bernard did not play. And Taron Johnson didn't play. And Amari Cooper wasn't even on the team at the time.
Right.
So I think the Bills, look out for them.
All right, we are going to go deeply into that game. And as I mentioned, we'll tell you the one player who will decide it. And by the way, it's neither of the quarterbacks. So we'll get to all of that. But next up is the NFL's coaching carousel. There's lots of news out there. And finally, Mike McCarthy is no longer obligated to the Dallas Cowboys. He is expected to interview with the Bears as early as today. The Cowboys, thus, go into the early stages of their coaching search, and as we know, that includes the legendary Deion Sanders. On Monday, Sanders said to Shefty that he loves Boulder, but he called the idea of coaching the Cowboys intriguing. And then Stephen A. Smith yesterday said this.
I don't believe Deion's sentiments about Colorado one bit. I've never believed that Deion belongs in Boulder, Colorado. I know he appreciates what they've done for him, just like he appreciated HBCU and Jackson State hiring him. But in the end, this is the damn NFL. I don't believe that 1 second. I believe if Jerry Jones offers Deion Sanders this job, Deion Sanders gonna take it.
Okay, now look.
Glasses out.
Straighten him up.
Listen. Stephen A. knows Deion. I mean, you know, like if he's saying that carries weight with me. And Hawk, you have what I thought was a fascinating analogy when it comes to the possibility of the dream team. Jerry on. I've given him a celebrity couple name.
Love it.
I've given them like a Benifer, Brangelina. They've got a celebrity couple name now. This is the dream team.
They need to sign Jerry on to stop the run. They need to find D. Jerry on. Get in the middle and clog up that running back.
The Deion Jones D-tackle? What? Oh, sign me up for that.
You tell me, everyone is all these guys over here yesterday spent the whole day telling me, oh, Deion doesn't want to be told by Jerry what to do all the time. You've got an analogy I like.
A big dog in the room can smell another big dog in the room. There's going to be a respect for Deion in Dallas from Jerry because he won't have it any other way. Not only that, he's the only candidate that I can think of that can actually deal with all the things that come with Jerry Jones as a GM. From the antics to the boisterous quotes, the podcast, the attention, the distractions, it doesn't affect Deion. Deion damn near invented it. He knows the culture of Jerry Jones. He knows the culture and the spotlight that the star brings. I'm not kidding. Not even from a Deion perspective of will he take this? If I'm Jerry Jones, this is the only hire that makes sense to me right now. I'm at that point.
Look at the two of them, by the way.
I mean,
you tell me that's not a dream team.
Oh, my God.
Look at the two of them right there. That's Jerry on.
I don't disagree with anything that you're saying.
My word.
But the analogy about two big dogs in the room, they fight. And Jerry's like, you don't put two big, whatever you're talking about, these big dogs, they don't walk out and say, oh, there's a big dog, I'm a big dog, let's be friends. That's not what dogs do.
May I?
Man, there's a respect from big
Not
dog.
only that, but you know what Teddy said to me? Teddy Bruschi said, when we were talking about, I forget what, it was the Eagles. We were talking about the thing with the Eagles with A.J. Brown and everything. And Teddy said, and I'll do my best Teddy imitation, in my best locker rooms, we had conflict.
For sure.
Conflict. So conflict, fighting is one thing. Conflict is another thing. We got a clash of two egos. We somehow find a way to make it work. Sometimes that creative tension isn't necessarily a bad thing.
I wanted to, Greg.
I mean, the intensity you're bringing, I'm in. I am so with you. Here's the deal. As big as these dogs are, ain't but one dog writing checks, and his name is Jones, it ain't Sanders, and he's going to ultimately make the say. And when you go into the room and it's a general manager and a head coach, the owner usually steps in and is the voice of reason. That same dude is the guy making the decision. That's the problem for Deion Sanders. I love the intensity. I love Deion as a coach. I do not like Jerry as the owner / GM with Deion. And until that changes, by the way, when the culture you're talking about in Dallas ain't the culture that's in Dallas now. When Deion signed back then, they were a different group of cats. That ain't the same group that's in that locker room nowadays.
What about bringing that cat into that locker room to bring back that culture?
That's the whole point. And that's what I'm saying. It's not because, he understands that culture and he's able to jump into it. No, it's that the guys in that locker room now and the organization as a whole is trying to operate with that cachet that they had no contribution to. Now you have a guy like Deion being like, nah, that's not how things are in Dallas. You don't get to piggyback off of that.
Right.
We built this and we understand the standard to get there. Not only that, I know Deion is media, he's quotes, he's commercials, but Deion is an old school football guy. And that is what they need. Agreed. He commands respect in that locker room from day one, from the coaching staff, his staff, from the front office, and from Jerry, because he has been the best at everywhere he's gone, and it's not all just, I
mean, no one disagrees. I think we're having a couple different conversations. No one disagrees with can Deion do it? Is he capable? Right. Is he a good football man? Yeah. Jerry Jones ain't hiring that man, guys. Yeah. Jerry Jones wants the attention on Jerry Jones. What about hiring Mike McCarthy makes you think that he wants to then hire Deion Sanders? This is not the same. I think Jerry Jones, I would root for it. I want it to happen. I try to bend myself in pretzels just like you, Greedy, to make sure that I can convince myself this is happening. But every time I keep getting back to this guy, Jerry Jones, doing press conferences outside the locker room, he don't want Deion Sanders because they're going to be fewer cameras outside the locker room waiting for him. They're gonna be talking to Deion, and
Because
that ain't
we
what he
will
wants.
literally be like, Jerry, hold that thought. We got to go talk to Deion real
Deion's
quick.
talking.
And that's sort of what Nick is talking about. When you ask people like, is this real? Could this happen? Do you think this could work? And everybody points to it's about Jerry. And unfortunately, we have said month after month, week after week with Jerry Jones that he has to do things differently this offseason because he shouldered all, there's no Mike McCarthy to blame anymore. He shouldered much of the blame during this season and for what the roster looked like and for how slowly he got those contracts signed. So if Jerry could sit back and think, what is it that I need here? We need a culture shift. We need a guy who can, in this locker room, who can bring back that. Like that's what he's always trying to replicate. The olden days of Cowboys lore.
I agree with that. Let me ask you this, because this part bothers me, and I am not an apologist for Mike McCarthy. But here's what I would say: in 5 years, he's been 12-5 three times. He lost his quarterback
twice,
and they went 7 and whatever after he went down. His team battled. I don't think culture is like when we're talking about culture, Mike McCarthy, they didn't just quit on their guy. So what is success for Deion Sanders? If he walks in and goes 12-5 3 years in a row and they don't win a playoff game, are you firing Deion? Because Jerry will be 85. And if it's all about playoff success and Super Bowl success, how do you define success from Deion Sanders' perspective? Because it's not like this team has been awful. They've been good and just haven't gotten it done playoff-wise. That's the issue.
I don't know what it's like to be a billionaire and own a football team. But I think if I was, I would not be thinking about under what circumstances am I going to fire my next coach. I'd be thinking about who's the best coach I can get for my team. And he's the best one.
I think the issue for Mike McCarthy was like who's running the show. Like, how much say does Mike McCarthy have when it comes to roster construction?
Agreed.
The reason Deion is intriguing to me is because I don't think Jerry can knock him off his spot in the same way that he does other people.
Right,
and that's the one thing that makes it.
That beat changes everything.
This is going to stay out there. This is going to stay in the ether. And we will keep an eye on it as it continues. But we've got a million other places to take you today, including to Pittsburgh. Did you hear what?
Xin chào tất cả mọi người đã quay trở lại với kênh Cỏ Bền. Ngày hôm nay mình sẽ tiếp tục hướng dẫn các bạn làm vòng, và vòng hôm nay của mình đã có tiêu đề là Conan. Các bạn, hôm nay vòng của mình sẽ có tiêu đề là Shizuka. Bây giờ mình bắt đầu làm nha. Màu vàng đầu tiên.